and issues to do with abortion. Often these youths are either unaware of the fact that they may be at risk of contracting these infections, or they just don't know how to properly protect themselves. My name is Margaret Kunda and you are watching the Kobola Media Show interview. I do have somebody from the health sector and she's here to educate us and help us as we discuss this topic. I'm going to let her introduce herself so that you guys can get to know who she is.
Thank you so much, Margaret. Just like she said, I work for the Ministry of Health. My name is Natasha Mwala, and I am a clinical officer general. Thank you.
So now, how do you define STIs and what are the most common among Zambian youth?
So STIs, just like it is sexually transmitted infections, it is an infection contracted through sexual contact, sexual intercourse. And the common ones that we have in Zambia, we have syphilis, we have gonorrhea, we have chlamydia, we have like a lot of them. I can go on and on mentioning them, but those are the biggest ones.
So among these that you have mentioned, which one would you say has the highest rate of infection at the moment?
Syphilis and gonorrhea.
So how do these STIs come about and how does one know that they actually have an STI?
Okay, so just like I mentioned earlier, as I was defining it, it's through sexual contact. If you are having sex with somebody who has the infection, that's how you can get them. And how can somebody know that they have them is by going by the nearest clinic and tell the provider how they're feeling, the symptoms that they're presenting and the signs, then the provider will be able to advise.
Okay. How does, like when someone, like what are some of the symptoms, let me just say, the symptoms of these common STIs?
Okay, so the symptoms, we have somebody coming presenting with lower abdominal pain. Some people have got pain when urinating, some have got sores, they've got warts. There are different presentations that has to do with the genitalia.
Okay. How can we prevent ourselves from contracting HIV and AIDS and other STIs?
Okay, so first thing first, abstinence in chair, that's what they say. So you have to abstain, you have to have one sexual partner who is very much loyal. You have to condomize, consistent using of condoms. You have to test yourselves before indulging in sexual activities.
Okay. What is the importance of male circumcision and how does it play a role in preventing STIs?
Okay, on that one, the importance is that when a male is circumcised, they will have a limited transmission of various sexually transmitted infections. How? Like when the foreskin harbors a lot of bacteria and viruses. So when they have that foreskin removed, it will be very hard for them to transmit to the other partner.
Okay. Kindly educate us on contraceptives, issues to do with family planning methods, and how true is it that morning after pill is the best way of preventing pregnancy?
Okay, contraception, like we can also call it birth control. It's one way of somebody trying to prevent themselves from having premature pregnancies. Yeah, and the family planning methods that we've got pills, we've got injectables, we've got implants, we also have intrauterine devices, and we also have condoms. And morning after pill, it somehow helps when you immediately use it after the sex. You can't use morning after pill when you're ovulating. Because the main purpose of using morning after pill is for you to stop the ovulation from happening. So when you use the morning after pill whilst you are ovulating, it doesn't work like that.
Okay. Is it true that safe days exist and does it guarantee no pregnancy if one indulges in sexual intercourse?
I've been getting such a question for a long time now. Okay, yeah. So on that one, it depends with how you play along with your sex and everything. But I don't think it does exist. What we know is that sex can also stimulate somebody to start ovulating. So safe days. It just depends on how careful you are.
But they do exist.
They do exist.
Is it a good idea for one to terminate a pregnancy if they are not financially stable?
Well, the question is, why would you even indulge in sexual activities when you know that you're not financially stable? Because it all begins with where you're from. You need to know what you want and what you're doing for you to go ahead and indulge in sexual activities, which you know you're ready for anything that's going to happen. So I don't think it's a good idea.
Okay, so now how do we exactly avoid these unwanted pregnancies?
Okay, so on that one, you need to abstain, and also you need to condomize if you can't abstain. And also if you can't abstain, again, you need to use contraceptives. Family planning is the one that I just talked about earlier.
Now, seeing that we still have COVID around, and all that, how can you advise us to prevent ourselves from this COVID-19?
Okay, just like you've done, you've masked up. So like I'll advise people to mask up. Always maintain a distance, like 1.5 meters away from somebody. And also wash your hands and sanitize regularly. And stay at home.
And for those that are hesitating to get vaccinated and all that, what's your advice?
Okay, that is also another way of preventing yourself from getting the COVID virus. It's not guaranteed that you won't suffer from it, but the symptoms and the signs that you're going to have is different from somebody who's not vaccinated. Somebody who's not vaccinated can even die from the COVID-19. But if you're vaccinated, you're sure that you're going to recover. Those that are delaying to get vaccinated, this is the time that you have to get vaccinated because you're preventing yourselves from getting the virus.
Okay, and lastly, what is your advice to all the young girls, the youths, concerning STIs, pregnancies, and issues to do with abortion?
Okay, so first thing first, if you're not sure about anything, please visit us. Visit the local clinics. They are here to help. We have a lot of people that are here to help. You can be provided with the family planning. You can be provided with a lot of things, the knowledge that you need, instead of you indulging in the things that you don't even understand. That's my advice.
Thank you very much for having come to the show. We do appreciate that you found time to host us, and we've enjoyed and learned a lot of things. Thank you very much for having tuned in, and we do hope that you've learned more, just like I have, and we hope that you will subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out on our Facebook page at Coppola Media. I've been your host, Margaret Kunda. See you next time.